Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. A Sunday night stream. We used to do these all the time. They were brilliant. A perfect way to end the weekend. Sadly, life nowadays does seem to get in the way far too much. But tonight, that's what we've got. Yep, I am nothing if not persistent, optimistic, stupid, any of those. We are back in VATSIM 2024 this evening, praying to every deity going that we actually make it into Naples this evening. Yeah, so Pristina to Naples. We're taking a little baby bus, the A319. This is a real world Easyjet route, however, a summer route, so they don't actually fly this currently at the moment, but in a few months, of course, they will be doing. So yeah, that's the plan. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Thank you for coming in and joining us, watching either on YouTube or Twitch this evening, and of course our channel members joining us as well. Hey, Elk Chocolate, first this evening. Evening, J-Hog DC, Dark Fury, good evening to you. Organs in the chat as well, fantastic. And Lulu, good to see you guys as well. Hey, Flyboy John, I'm also using a different McDo tonight. So, as you know, recently I have showcased the Winwing. We have had a video also on the PUA Korea box. I'm undecided which one I prefer. Different strokes for different folks, really. I like the Winwing because there's no HDMI. I like the PU Korea because I feel the feel is better. We've got the Wing Flex coming up very shortly on the channel. The Wing Flex is aimed at the higher quality, more expensive, realistic market, which probably outprices many people, so I am expecting good things from that. I use Wingflex for my FCU. That is amazing. Said that time and time again. Can't fault it, but the gear's expensive. But there we go. So welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're all doing well. It is a real ops flight, so we'll be doing it all as per real world stuff. Starting, of course, with our operational flight plan. Prior to the flight tonight as well, we've updated GSX. I've seen they've pushed a little update as well, so hopefully that won't interfere with anything, and it will work. I guess we shall wait and see how that goes. Ollie Dan says, it's the first time watching live stream. Ollie, that is fantastic. Is that because we're on for a Sunday night, and we never normally do Sunday nights? So yeah, it's really great to do something a little bit different. Tarek says his EFIS panel came yesterday. What a joy to use. McDo's on pre-order. Good times ahead for Sims. Yeah, Winwing are absolutely taking over the market hardware-wise because they're making everything affordable. Which is wonderful. Organ, why don't I use the briefing room anymore? You mean this one? Yeah. Well, you know what, Organ, to tell you the truth, they've done away with them. In real life, I mean, obviously, they're still there. But most of the briefings now are conducted on the flight deck, certainly for the Orange airline. So, yeah, it's not a case of going in and looking at a desk and planning everything. A lot of that is done obviously for long haul stuff, but Orange Airline, no, get in your seat. They don't have the time. They don't have the time. The turnarounds and that, they're too short. So here we are. We just sat looking at the beautiful Pristina airport tonight. So yeah, that's why. Say Intentions AI is in the chat. Hey, Say Intentions. Well, good to know that we do have our Say Intentions cabin crew with us tonight, as always. So yep, fingers crossed that will behave. The sim will behave, and I feel like I'm crossing my fingers a lot at the minute to get things to work. I should also point out another potential failure we have tonight. My wife is on a night shift. The kids are in bed. I'm also praying to God that they stay there. Otherwise, things could go very wrong very quickly. Hey Wayne, good to see you as well. Hey, Da Vinci's in the chat. Loads of people tonight. I'm just looking at the chat. There's loads of people coming to the chat tonight that I haven't seen or spoke to in so long. It's great to see you, and perhaps that's the beauty of a Sunday night stream. Really need to try my best to bring these back, but unfortunately just can't happen all the time. Anyway, let's crack on. Indeed. I'm just having a quick look to see what sort of ATC is knocking around this evening. I don't think we've got any ATC coverage tonight at the moment. We might have some going into Naples a little bit in a little bit, but Not entirely sure. So, oh, never mind. Anyway, let's. Yeah, we're on 1228 only. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Organ, will I be streaming the Headwind A330 again soon? Yes, definitely. Philip, what rudders do I use? The rudder pedals are Thrustmaster TPR rudder pedals. Expensive but fantastic. Brendan Beery, good evening to you as well. Right, operational flight plan. Let's have a look through. Scheduled pushback time is 9 o'clock. So we've got about 40 minutes. If we can get away before that, that would be lovely. So what have we got? We're on, as I say, we're on the baby bus. We're underloaded tonight by quite a bit. We're not very heavy at all. Not many people want to head to Naples this evening. So we're a payload of 9 tons or so. Yeah, underloaded by quite a lot. Takeoff weight is 56.3. Obviously our max landing weight then is going to be nowhere near, even with extra fuel we throw on for any weather or anything like that. So very, very light plane this evening, which could actually be interesting given the departure. There is a speed restriction I saw a little bit earlier on. What we got for the alternate tonight, I can't remember if I set the alternates up properly. My primary alternate wouldn't be there. It'd be Rome or Brindisi, Bari, one of those. I can't even recall where that is. That's a small airport, isn't it? Just south, I think, of Naples, actually, that one. Cruising altitude flight 190 to begin with. And we've got a slight headwind of 11. 4.2 is the max shear rate. That's okay. Anything below 8 is fine. And we're going to get off 3.5 tonight and come in on 2.4 ILS approach. Great coming in on 2.4. It's a great one as well for new cadets that have just started on the line. Got to think about the energy management. There's quite a bit of terrain coming in on 2.4. Get it wrong and you could come unstuck. So we've got plug fuel at around 5.7 tons. CNR for the alternate is 2.6. Quick look then at the flight log, and then we've also got a bit of terrain around where we're departing tonight as well. As you can see there, pretty much 10 minutes after departure, we'll see on the departure chart pretty soon that the altitude of the terrain around us is rising rapidly, and we're actually departing off to the south, which is where that terrain rises. Philip Firth, mate, welcome to the First Officers Club. Thank you so much for your support as well. Organ Simmery, if I haven't got it incorrect, max takeoff weight is more than that on the 320. We're in a 319. We're in the baby bus, so that's why. Yes, so terrain for about 15 minutes or so. Above 10,000 feet. Then as we're coming in, I don't think it gets above 10,000 feet coming in. No, it doesn't, which is fine. But you will see a little bit later on. There is indeed terrain to consider. Right, Pristina's cloud base about 700 feet, visibility 2 kilometers. That's worst case scenario, of course, the weather we get on this page. And then we've got a list of alternates just there as well. Yeah, I forgot to set my alternates up. These aren't my preferred alternates, but never mind. I'm going to presume looking at the weather we've got in Naples, we're not going to need them. Visibility is fine. Ceiling is fine. So no problem at all. Rome would be my primary alternate, and to be honest, look at the difference of fuel we would actually need for those. It's whoops, have you gone? There we go. Yeah, it's pretty negligible. So there. Oh, it's simply saying the max takeoff weight in the 390 is greater than 320. Is it? I mean, this comes from the Fenix team. I have got this set up for a 319, haven't I? Yeah, it's 319. I don't know. The Fenix team are responsible indeed for setting this. Normally, if they update it as well, it updates on here. So I don't know. Might be worth dropping them a memo saying, "Why is that so high?" Landing weight's correct though, so that's fine. Back to that. That's fine. Okay, no times. What we got then? Anything important? Restrict area, temporary restrict area. Training at a shooting range. That'd be fun. That is Pristina and Naples. What we got in Naples? Anything daft? All stop bars unserviceable. Okay. Anything for the runways? Monitoring, cover, route of all light not available. Brightness adjustment. Okay, yeah. Nothing to worry about. Company no times, yeah, don't worry about that. ATC flight plan, and then the weather chart. So that is our that's our flight route. Anything with regards to the weather? Oh, a little bit of icing as we're coming in Naples. Other than that, that looks pretty good. So, Fat Dan Gaming on Twitch says happy affiliate anniversary. Fat Dan, I honestly didn't even know. So that's amazing you did. But thank you. Yeah, so I think I would just round that up to a nice 6 ton. No real reason to be taking lots of extra fuel there. Tonight it's fine, not a lot of traffic around, so 6 tons of fuel is good. I'll get ATC to load that. Right, let's get in the flight deck then, and pray the sim behaves. Yeah, so we have our nice little baby bus. We are Alpine tonight, Alpine 3-4 Alpha Mike. I'm just telling the ground crew for the Phoenix what we want. So 6 tons of fuel, please, ground crew. And with that Phoenix update, let's pray that that works. If not, we'll see what happens. Is anything going to happen with GXA? Oh, well, we've got a tug. And have we got the ground crew? Oh yeah, doors opening. Something's going on over here. Oh my. Well, let's not watch that. Liam, what motherboard do we have? Because the game looks really good. Well, you see, Liam, I am wondering whether we are going to have to upgrade, because I do think that I am, particularly streaming as well, I am starting to struggle with Flight Sim 24, as those of you watching recently will certainly have known. Hey, Commander Fraser, start that again. If visibility is 300 feet and vertical visibility is 200, is that criteria for auto land? That all depends on the airport. To be fair, if the ceiling is around 200 feet, most airports then drop into LVPs, which is auto land territory, yes. I personally, if there's no air traffic control online and you've got overcast to 200 feet as the cloud base, then yes, I would be. The main thing you're looking at is always visibility. If visibility is less than usually 550 meters, that's your runway visual range. That is sort of the legal thing. Some airports are a bit higher, but if it's 550 meters or below the visibility, that's when you're looking at LVP as an auto land, yes. Okay, so Da Vinci says there are different maximum takeoff ways. Yeah, I mean every airframe is different, or more or less, isn't it? Right, what we're doing. Okay, so fuel truck's called. I think we can begin boarding. Hey guys, we're already up here, all suitably briefed back there as well. Are you ready for the passengers to start boarding? We'll see if the cabin crew are ready.
Yes, Captain. All briefed and ready for boarding. We'll welcome the passengers aboard shortly.
Wonderful. Okay, so usual stuff as we just jump in. Aircraft is in its turnaround state. We're on external power. APU is not running. Spoilers, flaps, parking brakes, they're all set. Squawking standbys 2000. Acupressure is now in the green as the things are open downstairs, the cargo doors, and just double checking on the overhead. Yeah, packs are off, pumps are off. That should be set to captain. That's a bit dark. Should we turn that up as well? And have I got these lights on? Yeah, I'll have those on just whilst we're getting ourselves going. Alright, so I need some ATIS information. We haven't actually got any ATIS information around here, so let's just jump in and grab the meta, or just update that, make sure we've got the latest meta. Hey, Lumi3K, glad you're able to catch a live stream, that's awesome, thanks for joining us. So we've got, grab a pen, 320 at 6, so that's confirmation we're off 35 tonight. Visibility is 6 kilometers, broken at 500 feet. Temperature is -3, ouch. -3 degrees. QNH 1027. 7. And tempo visibility to drop down to 3, and a little bit of mist around as well. Okay, so we've got moisture. It's -3. I would be looking for de-icing again, really. Just because we've got that visible moisture in the air, and because it's so cold. So we'll have to do a de-icing procedure. We tried that the other night. GSX didn't want to do it. Probably did it, but never mind. Right, let's crack on sorting our stuff out. So what we got? 1027. So a nice high pressure, which is why it's so cold. 1027 there, and we're on Unicom at the moment. I'll just come off Unicom for the time being. Monitoring the guard frequency. Yeah, that's fine. So we just turn the integral light up as we're coming down there. So switcher panels fine, thrust levers, and mass selection, they're all cool. And 1027. Constraints on. Whilst I'm up here, initial climb I believe is 13,000. So we'll set that. I will double check that on the chart in a few minutes. Okay, and refueling's underway as well.
Boarding has started, and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
Okay, that's
Ladies and gentlemen,
good to know.
welcome aboard Easyjet Europe Flight 1564 to Naples. We're delighted to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate
3.5 green
to
and
reach
the
out
Eric
to our
cycle's
friendly
good.
crew. Thank you.
Welcome on board.
Right, let's get the unit request sorted. Okay, so we are tonight Alpine 34 Alpha Mike cost index of 4. So cruise flight level will come to in a moment. Let me just grab, where's my operational flight plan gone? Get that back on screen so we can see what we're actually popping in. Right, there we are. So temperature -3. Tropo is 36822.
This way, please.
Grab the winds. And let's just do an IRS check as well. Now, I'm also, for the first time tonight, using the FlightSim 2024 website flight planner, which I'm starting to really like. Here it is. You can only use this if you've got FlightSim 2024, though. So, yeah, that's it's basically like the EFB, the tablet that you've got here in the sim. I'm using it on my iPad and just casting it into the stream. It also saves resources as well for the sim, which is obviously quite important. So we're stand 201. So let's just check. We've got 42, 34, 5, 42, 34, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine. 21, 018, 21, 019. Yep, take that. That's all well and good.
May I see your boarding pass? Welcome on board.
And what we're doing. So cruise level's 190. It is going to be higher than that. Just double check. Final cruise altitude tonight is 380. So 380. Get that in. Alright, so what are we doing? We're departing off 35, and it's going to be Sarex 1 Delta.
This way, please.
And then the arrival is ILS Zulu 24. What star are we on? Ectol 1 Alpha.
This way.
That'll be in by Bento, isn't it?
Welcome on board.
Yes. Alright, operational flight plan information. We have got 434 miles. I've got 502 there. That's
May I see your boarding
bit
pass?
of a discrepancy, isn't it? So let's see why that
May I
might
see
be.
your boarding pass? Boarding pass, please.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hello. May I see your boarding pass?
Ectol 1 Alpha arrival.
May I see your boarding pass?
Ectol Erica.
Hello.
Is that the right arrival?
Hello.
Let me have a look at the chart. This is why you always check the operational flight plan with what you've got in the box. Otherwise, if there's something not quite right, you want to know ahead of time. So, we're Ecto 1 Alpha,
Welcome on board.
which should see us come in here, Ectol, then it should be RN77. I put Erica in, that's why. My own stupid fault. Again, always worth checking though, for that reason.
May I see your
Ecto
boarding
1
pass?
Alpha via Bento. There we go, the distance now matches. There we are. Organ, celebrating 30-month channel membership, mate. It has been fantastic. Thank you so much for your support, Organ. Always great to have you on stream. Phantom Diablo, why am I getting low oil pressure on my 737? Because it's a Boeing. I've no idea, mate. I cannot help you with 7.3s or Boeing, I'm afraid. Lumen decided to sleep early, wake up to catch a stream. That's awesome. Work starts in 5 hours. Right, that's fine. Rad nav page. We've got Pristina VOR. That's tuned. That's fine. Let's have a look at the init B page. We'll head over to the secondary box over here. A couple of load sheets. I don't need both of them. Right, so let's have a look. So our 0 fuel weight is 50.8. Our 0 fuel weight C of G is 28.6. And the alternate fuel is 1.7 tons. And then we're going to take 6 tons of fuel, aren't we? That'll all compute itself out. That's an extra 20 minutes of thinking time down there, 700 kilograms extra. Takeoff weight is going to be 56.6, and our C of G for departure is 27.2. Lovely. Okay, so if that's fine, let's have a look at the performance calculations then. I think loading's completed, so that's good. So it's not actually raining here, is it? I don't think. Just grab the latest weather. No, it's not raining. So dry surface and flaps 1 for departure. No need to force toga. Anti-ice will be on with those conditions. Packs will be off as usual. Takeoff weight 56.6 and full length departure as well tonight. The CFG is 27.2. In section data, yeah, full length, that's fine. So, figures of 137, 141. Transition altitude 13,000 feet, that's fine. It's flaps 1 and flex 6.4. Okay, and just checking. Thrust reduction acceleration altitude here for runway 35 is 2586. Engine out acceleration is also 2586. Okay, and engine out procedure here is non-standard. I've not got SimSmart set up, so I'm just having to do it off screen, so I apologise for that. So yeah, secondary flight plan, we'll copy active. So it's non-standard engine out procedure here, which basically sees us at Papa Romeo Tango 3 miles from there. We make a left turn back to the Papa Romeo Tango VOR. So PRT departure track is what is that departure track? 350. 3 miles, and then we need to force the aircraft to make a right-hand turn. Very important, remember to turn right and not left due to terrain. So place bearing distance 01, 2 miles. Oh no, bearing turn east, a couple of miles. Oh, what's happened there? Right, try that again. Place bearing distance 01 090 2 miles. There we go. Place bearing distance 03, and then it's back to Papa Romeo Tango, where we will take up the hold, and the hold is 143 left turns. After that, back here to Pristina, Bravo, Kilo, Papa Romeo, and it'll be the approach onto the ILS 35. No star, and have we got any veers in there? No, just no veers, that'll be fine. Right, let's just check all that looks correct on here. Zoom in. Yeah, so there we are. It's straight out, right hand turn as you can see there, and then back around to enter the hold. So it's a tight go around here, but there is terrain around, so not entirely surprising. Alright, final check that we've got no air traffic control online before we start going ahead and briefing, which there is not, so we're fine. Alright, so then if we're ready for a brief, let's go through that. Starting with the weather, we are probably going to have to de-ice today because, yeah, well, it's cold. We've got mist knocking about, so we don't need a long hold over time on this because there's no traffic around. It's just us, so that's fine. Hopefully, GSX will let us actually do that. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll find out. If not, then it doesn't really matter. We did talk about de-icing the other night. If you remember, and what we need to do, so we'll go through the motions and do that. So in fact, I'm just finding all the de-icing stuff. So do that, and then we'll sort it out. Right, so yeah, talked about the weather here. It's misty, but it's cold, so de-ice. Because of that, of course, we'll be departing with anti-ice on as well. Weather en route is fine, a little bit of ice coming into Naples, but again, nothing out of the ordinary. Weather in Naples is looking good tonight. Aircraft are in the A319 this evening, fully serviceable with apart from the weather radar as per usual. No times here or in Naples, so that's fine as well. Let's talk then about the departure, where we're going, what we're doing, how we're going to fly the departure. Just get the charts up for that. So we are stand 210, which is this kilo apron down here. We're going to push back, face south. It's actually a de-icing pad there, but we'll see if we can actually de-ice on stand, just because GSX didn't like it remote. So we'll push back, face south. We'll taxi down, take Bravo 3, go down on Alpha. It's not a long taxi either, so we'll get both engines started after de-icing and after pushback, and we'll go full length departure, which is in section Golf. Nice long straight taxi, so that's straightforward for us as well. Let's have a look at the departure itself then. Sarah 1 Delta departure, and as we can see here, just zoom in, so it's straight out left turn at 602, and we've got a speed restriction there of 230 knots, and a clean speed today is 199. Hopefully just see that down here, because we're not very heavy, so that's not surprising. 199. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pre-select clean speed, because once we've taken off, we can clean up, continue at clean speed until then we've passed 620, and then after that push for managed speed 250 knots, and that's fine. No point travelling clean at 230 knots, it's just not fuel efficient. So yeah, that's how I plan to fly the departure. Initial climb, we've got no ATC around, and transition altitude is at 13,000 feet, so yeah, initial climb 13,000 feet. And now with that, let's talk about the threat. So obviously we've got the threat of ice. We're going to mitigate that with the anti-icing. We don't need a long hold over time, so that's fine. And the terrain then is really the biggest threat that we've got today. As you can see as well, we've got MSA of 7,200 feet, 10 miles, and then 10,800 feet at 25 miles, and we actually are flying over that terrain as well today. So obviously if something starts to go wrong once we've passed 622, let's play it safe, get back over the VOR hold, and sort ourselves out. We don't want anything going wrong here. Depressurization, that kind of stuff. We need to stay away from the terrain. So yeah, that's our biggest threat: the terrain to the south of the airport, which we will be heading towards. Okay, so that's all done. That's briefed. Let's have a look then. Are we going to be able to de-ice? Now, is GSX going to allow us to play ball? Let's find out. There's no options there. It might give us the option once we prepare for pushback. I don't know. Maybe. So with that then, let's just go through the de-icing procedure. So we are let me just check. I've just lost it. Where have you gone? So yeah, de-icing on the ground. Let's get the APU up and running, and then that's one less thing we need to do. So we'll start that now. You can tell I don't de-ice very often when I have to bring up the manuals for it. So engines and APU can be either stopped or running during de-icing, but do not start the engines during fluid spraying. So we'll get the APU running, just keep the passengers comfortable. I think we've also got a final load sheet as well. Just check the figures on this. 28.6, that's fine, and 27.2, excellent, no LMCs. Hey guys, we are going to have to request some de-icing on stand this evening, if you want to let the passengers know so they're wondering what's happening, and once that's done, we'll get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patience this evening. We're currently waiting for some de-icing to be completed before we can start our journey to Naples. Thank you for your understanding.
Okay, so APU is up and running. That's the main thing. Let's get rid of the external power then, as we no longer need that. Refueling has all been completed, hasn't it? Yeah, I haven't checked actually. Yeah, 6 tons. We've got that, and that's balanced, so that's fine. We've got the fuel pumps. They can come on. Seatbelt signs on external power. That can come off. Temperature's a bit warm in the camp, but that's okay. Right, so with that, are they going to allow us to de-ice? I'll tell you what, I'll just talk through the procedure, otherwise we're just going to have to sit here and watch them do it. But basically, we'd now established the communication with the ground, discuss what fluid type we want and what fluid mixture is going to be. APU is up and running, and that's fine. Ground crew will take care when spraying the de-icing fluid to make sure that they don't basically fire it into the engines, or the APU doesn't ingest it. We can't move flat slabs, railings, etc., because we've no hydraulic power. That's fine. We shouldn't move them whilst de-icing is taking place. Right, before commencement of the de-icing, we need to check that cabin pressure is set to auto. Engine 1 bleed is off. It's not even running, so that's fine. We can turn it off just to be extra sure. But that is off. APU bleed should also be off, which it is. That's fine. And then we've got the ditching button as well, just to close the aircraft up. So do that. Look down here and check the pressurization. Make sure that's closed. That's now all closed, so that's fine. Check our thrust levers are at idle, which they are. And we're now ready and prepared for spraying. So let's see if they are actually going to be able to do that for us. Redline says de-icing sits in the GSX additional services menu if still parked on the stand. Oh, does it? Well, let's have a go then. See if it works tonight. GPU request de-ice. Oh, okay. Let's go for it. Don't know if this will work or not. Probably crash the sim now. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. It really wouldn't. Are they going to come? Is that them? Have I woke them up? Do you not feel that the truck's in... Oh my word, is going to take my engine and wing off. I feel that GSX, one of the biggest updates GSX could make is slow the damn vehicles down. It's ridiculous. Lumi 3K, which add-on are you talking about? If you're talking about the cabin crew, that is from Say Intentions Entourage. Link on our YouTube page regarding that. But yeah, very, very cool. Manchester Aircraft Spotting. Good evening, mate. Good to see you. So, tell ground crew we're ready for...
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
Yeah, we're all ready.
We begin treatment now and observe. Fluid type 1. Concentration at 75%. I will call you back when ready.
I might be able to actually watch them do it, I think. Here they are, look. Hey James, Sim Aviation, am I using the Microsoft Lights in map enhancement? I am not, no. Philip says there are settings to slow them down. Are they, Philip? I'm going to have to go into it because it's very strange seeing them move that fast. Smogging the Noggin, thoughts on the PU, McDo? Do you know what? If I could get the perfect McDo, it would be WinWings connection, which is obviously just USB. And it would be the feel, the tac feel and the build of the PU. I think the PU is more responsive, the buttons are much more solid. So yeah, if that helps. I also love the fact as well, if you're not just flying one aircraft, if you're flying different Boeing aircraft and stuff like that, then the PU is great. Very, very good. Lumi 3K, does it clash with the in-game air traffic control? Well, don't use that. But you can just use the cabin crew from Say Intentions. You do not have to use the... you don't have to use their air traffic control. You can just use the AI cabin crew, which is good. German Sim, how much rolling cash did I say? I honestly can't remember. Shad, how is 24 running? We prefer not to answer that question when we're still actually... when the sim is actually still...
De-icing and anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. Concentration at 75%. I'm disconnected. Good day.
Okay, so the ground equipment is removing. We've got the de-icing report from GSX. We can now reopen the ditching and close the guarded switch. And check that down here. That's fine. Outflow valve is open. So that's good. Wait at least a minute before completion of spraying before engine 1 and 2 bleed. We'll be okay with that because engine 1 and 2 are even running at the moment, so I can get those on now. Now, this is the interesting thing. So, if you've ever been on an aircraft when this has been happening, I have, you will notice it starts to get very, very, very warm in the cabin, and that is because we can't have any APU bleed on now for 5 minutes, and that's just because we don't let the fluid into the ventilation system, and it stinks, and you know, it's not good. So yeah, basically there's a risk of de-icing fluid ingestion by the APU air intake, which means you get odours and smoke warnings. So keep the APU running, but the APU bleed is off now for 5 minutes after spraying has been completed, before putting the APU bleed back to on if it's required, which it is today. So that means we're now sat here for 5 minutes just waiting because obviously we can't start engines. We could push back if there's nothing around, so I've started the timer. We'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll push back. Hey guys, so de-icing is completed and we're looking to push back in around 3 minutes. Just got to wait for the de-icing fluid to dissipate. Lulu, yeah, if only de-icing was that fast in real life.
Understood, Captain. We'll be ready for pushback in about 3 minutes.
Lulu's
Ladies and gentlemen,
a 2 minute
thank you for
cooldown.
your patience.
That's quite quick,
We're
isn't
just
it?
about ready to push back and start our journey to Naples. We appreciate your understanding.
Fluffy Duck, tips for a new VATSIMmer. Right. Pen and paper. Fly to airports you know very, very well. Make sure they are not airports that are ridiculously busy. And know how to fly your aircraft. They are the biggest tips that I can get you. Christoph, can you start the engines with the air start unit? I mean, you could if you wanted, Christoph, but you know we're going to push back in a couple of minutes. Then we'll get them started. I mean, we just can't start the engines with APU bleed, so we're not going to, basically. But this is what I like about simming, though. With flights, I like doing things as realistically as possible, and hopefully that's what you guys like out of this as well. That's what I like to do, and that's what I like to try and showcase for you as well. Father Jack, many of his the QNH not being able to read the local weather. I'm not quite sure what you're on about there, Father Jack. Obviously, you just set the QNH to whatever the local QNH is in the 80s or whatever that is. Right, turn that off. Taru North says, just bought the PU, waiting for it to arrive, was hoping it was better than WinWing for the price. Oh, it is. Well, it is in terms of its tactile feel. Everyone's different. I mean, we can't take anything away from WinWing. What they are doing for home cockpit builders, flight simmers, for the price is absolutely incredible. And I will say that the EFIS, the MCDU, not the MCDU, sorry, the EFIS and the FCU buttons in the WinWing, these feel pretty much identical to real ones. In terms of the resistance, how they feel, the sound they make, everything is really very, very, very close. Hey J-Hog, did I update GSX tonight? Yes I did. Father Jack, when you set the QNH to the local ATIS, the mini EFIS changes to something different. What? So if you spin the physical EFIS, does it change something different on its own? That's weird. It is, isn't it? Right, with that all done then, let's make a start. So cockpit preparation, aircraft acceptance, that's all been completed. Fuel quantity is 6 tons and bounds. Actually, it's a little bit lower now. It's 5980 and bounds. Seatbelt signs are on. It is, we've got 3.5 grand in the barrel. QNH is 1027. Why is that off? And I think we're about ready to go. So let me just get on Unicom. Pristina traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 201, pushing back facing south on Bravo. Okay, beacon light is on. Transponder.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Yeah, that's fine. Father Jack, so if you spin the dial...
Cabin is ready for departure, Captain.
Flipping out, that was loud. It changes itself for... Oh, Father Jack, that's very strange.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
I would
Ladies
suggest
and gentlemen,
contacting...
welcome aboard Easyjet Europe flight
Mini EFIS.
1564 to Naples. We're delighted to have you with us today. My name is Caroline, and I'm your lead flight attendant. In the cabin with me are my wonderful colleagues, Mark, Eleanor, Tom, and Sophia. We expect a flight time of approximately 1 hour and 12 minutes. Before we take off, I'd like to go over some important safety
Departure
information.
checks completed.
Firstly, please
Bypass
ensure your
and
seatbelt
inserted.
is fastened low and tight across
Just
your
turn the
arms.
cabin crew down a bit.
Once
They're a bit
fastened,
loud, aren't they?
Simply lift the buckle. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic strap. Remember to put on your own mask before assisting others. For your safety, this aircraft unlikely event is an emergency landing on
Jayhawk, what time did I do the GSX update tonight? Ooh,
place it over your
probably about an hour ago.
straps around your waist to secure it.
Right, before start checklist, so parking brake is on. Takeoff data confirmed. 137, 137, 141. Windows are closed, peds are on flight mode, doors closed, and armed beacon light is on.
Which may be behind you. If you have any questions or need assistance, please
Release
don't
parking brakes,
hesitate to
please.
ask one of our crew members.
Parking brakes release.
Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Okay, so we're well above the 5 minutes now, so that's fine. Which means, let's just see. If we come down here, how's Phoenix doing with the cabin? What? I mean, I know it's -3 outside, but it would not be that cold. Yes, passengers. I can all see them sat there with with smoke. Or steam, rather. Condensation with their breath. Honestly, it would not be that cold. I've sat there in -11 with the doors closed, the APU off, and it warms up very, very quickly. Just give that another minute. Renly says someone's cracked open a window about that. I know. I mean, all the doors were closed and armed. We did check that. Loving the wing walkers as well. You've missed the line though, so let's complete the procedure there, I think.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set. Alright, let's get some air on because they are going to be absolutely freezing. Sajil, good evening to you. Mark, but I've got no idea how much heat the human body gives off.
Unlocking gear.
That's for someone far more intelligent than me. Hey guys, if you just want to apologise for the cabin temperature, I am now popping the heating on to warm everybody up after the de-icing.
Truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear.
Understood,
Right is
Captain.
clear.
I'll make sure to inform the passengers about the cabin temperature adjustment. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for the cabin temperature. The captain has adjusted the heating to warm things up a bit. Thank you for your understanding.
You've got to love Say Intentions Entourage. But yeah, there is a link in the video description for that Say Intentions and the cabin crew because I think it is absolutely wonderful. Right, so they've finished, they've all disappeared.
Start engines.
And we're clear to start engines. Okay, paranoia check, APU bleed is on. So, engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. CR Pike says 11 degrees, he's freezing. I know. That's why I thought I'd best apologise to the apologise to them. The sim is looking very good. These reflections and everything. Nighttime. This is why I'm struggling to go back to Flight Sim 2020. It's because it's the nighttime. I think it looks absolutely superb. Not just nighttime, obviously, but yeah. Just whilst we are engine starting, a reminder, of course, if you are enjoying our stream tonight, please don't forget to hit that like button. And remember, jot down the discount codes as well for the Contrail store. Also link in the video description for Innobuilds as well. That link helps support the channel, so massive thanks to those of you who use that. Engine 1 is available, and starting engine 2. Lee Rose is also freezing. Aquino, no. Yeah, terrain radar as well. We already spoke about the terrain that we've got around our airport tonight. So engine 1's all good. Engine 2 is looking good as well. Joe, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that. What is going on here? I think there is a bit of a bug here with the Phoenix temperatures. Definitely a bug with the Phoenix temperatures. I think that's just jumped from 15 to 29. I'm now absolutely sweltering. I mean, they're just going to have to put on their big coats. The pack's obviously just flicked over now to using engines. There we go, that's now starting. Keep an eye on that. It's a cold bugly. Right, that's better, yeah. Obviously, it just stopped during the engine start as the engines were taking over. Alright, that's fine. So, engine start is completed. Let's do a control check. So, let's get off there. So, we've got a flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and rudder. Full right, full left, and neutral. Lulu, is it Easy Fleet all CFM or is that IEs? No, it's CFM and Neos. Yeah, and the 321s, they don't have any CFMs. The 321s are all Neos. Okay, so engine mode selectors back to normal. APU bleed can come off, APU master can come off, anti-ice is coming on. Don't need the wing anti-ice, that's fine. Master caution, cancel that. Disregard, clear ECAM, and spoilers, rudder, flaps. Set the trim. And the after start checklist. So, anti-ice is engines on, ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is 27.2, and the rudder is neutral. Right, I think we're good to go. Turn some of the lighting down here. That's a bit nicer, isn't it? There we are. Pristina traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike taxiing via Bravo 3 Alpha holding point golf runway 35. But yeah, just the nighttime texturing of the apron there, I think, just looks absolutely superb. Alright, so we've got no change to our performance, no LMCs, that's all fine. Engine out procedure is non-standard, it's straight out, and 3 miles from the PRT VOR. It's a right turn back to the PRT VOR, where we will hold 5,000 feet. That's safe, and departure is Sarex 1 Delta, straight out, left turn, speed restriction of 230. So we're going to clean up, and we pre-programmed green dot, clean speed. The departure is noise abatement 2, and initial climb is 13,000 feet, which is also the TA. See that mist starting to come in as well, as it is cold. Yeah, Father Jackerson just said, Phillips just said, yeah, it's not a terrain, that's the terrain radar, it's not the weather radar. Funny, have I got the Wing McDo? Yeah, I do indeed, and thank you for the anniversary. Which I hadn't known about until we started streaming tonight, and you guys told me. I've not got the taxi lights on, what we're doing. Yeah, it's... I'm not using it tonight, I'm using the PU Air Korea one instead. Just for comparison. Okay, taxi checklist, flight controls have been checked, flap setting is config 1. FMAs, we've got 137 blue, 141 magenta, climb up to climb at nav blue, 1FD2 at 13,000 blue. Radar and predicted wind shear on, engine mode selector is normal, ECAM memo got takeoff no blue, and the EFP is stowed. Sad shield, no I hadn't. Quite sure why. It does look like a nice drive through the forest, and I'm not sure they're there in real life. Cabin crew, seats for departure, please.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Hey Vince, good to see you. Sergio, yeah, it's a great airport to approach into this, isn't it? Lots of terrain around, steeper approach than normal. Good evening, Dan. Vince, we're on 2-4 tonight, and it's RD presets, I think. Yes, you're correct. Right, hold it there. Approach path looks clear from what very little we can see. Alright, let's line up. So, Pristina traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, landing up runway 35 via Golf. Departure, Sarix 1 Delta. Okay, line up checklist. Cabin is good for takeoff. Takeoff runway is full length via Golf, confirmed. And TCAS TRA packs 1 and 2 are off. Not a long flight tonight, but long enough. Bit of snow on the ground as well there, so it seems. Runway textures look grand, don't they? Okay, so then. Take off. Start the chrono. Stable, set takeoff thrust. Man flex SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Engine 1 critical. Knots past. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Thrust climb. Climb. Autopilot 1's engaged. And we say goodbye to Pristina. Okay, past S speed, clean her up. Flap 0 spoilers disarmed.
Pristina traffic, Condor 3 Foxtrot Charlie, turning into miles final runway 35.
So got an aircraft there then on approach. Still getting used to the mouse sensitivity on Flight Sim 24. It seems very quick to dart left and right. So we've got no ATC around. Let's set a new altitude. We'll go flight level 24. So open climb and 240 blue standard pressure. Shazil says, if you remember as well, MSA is very high. Yeah, about 10,700 I think, that we're going to be going over. It says climbs at green dot all the time until MSA. Yeah, so we're obviously at green dot now. Once we pass 10,000 feet, actually I'm going to push for managed speed. And then we'll be fine. We're at 10,000 feet now. So there you go. Push for managed speed at 10,000. Okay, 10,000 feet and get airports on the EFIS.
Dear guests, we are now at a safe altitude, and you are welcome to use your electronic devices. Additionally, our onboard Wi-Fi
Cost index
service is available
0.
for you to enjoy. Thank you.
I'm going to leave the engine out procedure in for the time being, even though obviously we'd no longer use it as such.
Traffic, Pristina traffic, Condor 3 Foxtrot Charlie, 5 miles final runway 35.
But is that the aircraft coming into land? Could be. I've not seen the lights that far advanced in Flight Sim 24 yet. Side stick, mask caution, disregard, clear recap. Yeah, so leaving the secondary flight plan in at the moment, just because if something went wrong, I'd still take up this hold. It's safe, it's away from the terrain, so even though we wouldn't fly the full procedure, we would go direct to the Papa Romeo Tango VOR. Paul, can I explain the cost in exchange en route, please? So, Paul, this is an Orange Airline thing. Because the pencil pushers have worked out, it saves a little bit of money to reduce cost index down to 0. Basically, it means that we pitch up a bit steeper, we get to cruise a little bit faster, and obviously you burn less fuel at cruise. So that's the reason why.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, departure, contact Pristina, approach on 125.9
Yeah, we don't need say intentions ATC, turn that off. So yeah, you can see the terrain that we're going to be heading over. We've got quite clear traffic ahead of us tonight. So what am I doing instead? I might go direct to Dires, which is fine. We're out of the way. So there we go. It's a bit of a strange routing we've got as well this evening, the way we're heading over there. We're going south and then back north slightly. Good evening, GD. Good to see you. My username is Puck. Says, has been trying to learn the Boeing 747. It's so different to Airbus. You're struggling with the FMC there. Oh, I can't work a Boeing FMC. It gives me headaches. Right, just got a little bit of traffic there. There he is. Father Jackson's loves to have the ticket date. It says we're at 17,000, does it? Anita, is an A319 still used at Easyjet? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Axel says, good evening from North Carolina. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Seatbelt signs are off.
Traffic.
Push to level off. Pull heading.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached cruising altitude on Easyjet Europe flight 1564, heading to Naples. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly, and I must say, our chicken salad and the chocolate cake are quite popular. After the service, we'll also have items...
It's 2,000 feet above us, so we are absolutely
Thank you for
fine.
your attention, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
But we were climbing, he was descending, so...
Read your phone. Thank you.
We're clear of the config now. Okay, so we're going to continue our climb up to flight level 380, thrust climb up and climb 380 blue, and just confirm as well, yeah, that's the planned cruise. That is also optimum recommended max, so it's below that, so that's fine. And we're back on course now to we're off to Tetov. Although I've got Dires shown on the top right. Keep an eye on that. Alright, a little software glitch. Oh, actually, was it Dires we went to originally? It was, wasn't it? That's why it's showing Dires. It is still going to Dires. There we are. Updated that. Back to Dires. Oh, right, sorry about that. I had to concentrate for a minute. And that's it. So YTP, good evening to you. And RBS says, Pristina is his home airport. Glad to see you've flown to it. It's much better to land at than it is to depart from. In terms of excitement, I mean. Father, do you get the wing with 2 or wait to see if Mini Cockpit bring one out? I don't know if Mini Cockpit are bringing one out, Father Jack. Not 100% sure if that is going to be happening. Someone in the chat might be able to tell you if that is true. GD says, might order FCU from Wing tomorrow. Someone tell me what courier they use. If it's Every, you won't order it. Who brought mine? Might have been FedEx. I'm almost certain it was either FedEx or UPS. And you two, you confuse Easy Swiss with 319s. Ah, right, okay. Fair enough. Mark says you've got a non-flight sim parcel on the way via Every. Wonder if you'll ever get it. Well, you might get it, but it'll have just been lobbed over the fence. Hey guys, says affiliate anniversary. How are we finding FS? Or how are we finding it? It's a bit of a love-hate relationship, to be honest with you. When it works, I absolutely love it. When it doesn't, I absolutely hate it. But honestly, Flight Sim 24 at night, oh, superb, just superb. Clever Trevor, good evening. Team Symbol, why is your next waypoint got a random bunch of letters on the navigation display? Ah, okay, it's because we are going abeam the waypoint Mavar. Mavar was part of our original plan, but because we're going direct to DRS, we're now going abeam Mavar. So that's basically, it just has AB in front of it. Would I go back to Flight Sim 2020? Oh, no, probably not. But then I'm a sucker for punishment because Flight Sim 24 keeps crashing. But that... I do think I might be trying to overwork my PC too much. You know, with streaming and everything. I remember Flight Sim 2020, I had to really drop my graphic settings and everything to get it to run when the sim was first launched and stream at the same time. If I wasn't streaming, it was fine. The 3060 could handle it, no problem. But the RAM issues in 24 at the moment, that's what needs sorting out. Lee Rose, I think Flight Sim 24 is a good time now to get it. Lee, my sort of stock answer to this is I would wait until the marketplace is available and you can download things like aircraft rather than having them streamed. I really think that is holding the sim back at the moment. And Vince has just said, I read in the first sim update for 24 they are not fixing the VRAM issue. This will be done in sim update 2. And I see Team Simple says that he's got 24, but it's completely unusable. In what way, Team Simple? Just having a quick look and see if we've got any ATC knocking about at the moment. I don't think we have at the moment, sadly, but never mind. Boarding time, mate. Thank you so much for your 65 Swedish krona. It's really generous of you. Says, what was the idea with the channel when I started? Did you think that you'd become a big YouTuber and so on? Boarding time, I don't consider myself a big YouTuber. Absolutely not. I'm just someone that loves flying. Loves flight sim, likes to help people and try and get as much of a passion with it as I do. So there was no plan. Boarding time, there absolutely was no plan. It was all serendipity. The sim came out 2020, that is. No one knew how to fly the Airbus properly because everyone had been used to Boeing aircraft in flight sim 98, 2000, FSX. So they were really struggling with the Airbus, so I created a series of very simple tutorials in the Airbus just to help people get from A to B successfully and manage things like the autopilot and the auto thrust, which is very different in the Airbus than it is for the Boeing. And then COVID hit, everyone was stuck inside, no one could go anywhere, and it all just fell into place. But it definitely was not the plan. But thank you. That's really kind. You consider us a big YouTuber. I'm most certainly not. Although we are slowly pushing towards 50,000 subscribers on the channel, guys. So if you're not yet a subscriber, then please do consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button, of course, as we are getting ever closer. Let's see if I can give you a live count on that at the minute. We are, what are we at the minute? I'm just going to try and find out for you. 49,203, so like about 800 to go. 797 to go. But that was most certainly not the plan when we started. Right, I've got traffic in front of me. What's that? And where's it going? It's 20 miles ahead of us, crossing right to left. Should be out of our range when we get there. Father Jack, you remember the days, long-haul Fridays? Yeah, exactly. We did so much stuff, didn't we, when COVID was around? Long-haul Fridays. We did loads of long-haul flights. We did long-haul domestic flights. Easyjet flights, you know. I remember doing an Edinburgh to Sharm el-Sheikh, which it's about 5.5 hours or something daft like that. DC, are they going to be able to solve the RAN issues every time you have a crash today? Stop every time you take off with 36 users of RAM. Wow. Lulu putting that into perspective for us says we have more than 154 777s worth of subscribers. I say that's a big deal. Maybe in the flight sim world, certainly not in the gaming world with these guys that got a million subscribers or whatever, or 100,000 even. Although we are nearly halfway there to 100,000, thanks to you guys. Right, we are at Mach Alt Cruise, that's 38,000 feet. So, set TCAS to below. We'll quickly skim through the SD pages, make sure nothing's out of the ordinary there. Should probably have check the condition page as well, shouldn't I? We're probably boiling the passengers now. Fuel's good. What we use 1.4. We got 4.6 there. Good. Got no fuel leaks. 25, 26, 27. Might be a bit warm now. Should we relieve them a little bit? Hey guys, is the temperature okay back there for everybody? Let me know, I can turn it up or down if people are complaining.
The temperature seems to be fine for most passengers, Captain. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if there are any complaints.
Good to know. Right, cost index then back to 4. And we're looking to get into Naples about 10:30 UTC time. Clever Trevor says, during COVID, when I got furloughed, he racked up 8,000 hours in Elder Scrolls Online. 8,000 hours. GD, didn't we do a trip across Australia with others using a single prop plane? GD, so we used to have our Sunday night live streams, which were our community live streams, and it were our what we called the iconic journeys. We used to pick a route and flew it, and it didn't matter how many weeks it took. We did the whole of, I think it was I-95 in America, down the east coast, all the way from near the Canadian border down to Florida. I think it took us a year of Sunday night streams. But again, things, unfortunately, I rarely stream at a weekend. This is absolutely a one-off. We just didn't get time to do it anymore, unfortunately. But it was great fun doing it. Mads House 24, temperamental. Mads. Boarding Sam says, I think this channel was one of the first I learned to fly the fly-by-wire aircraft from, but now you're on PMDG, but you are amazing. Thank you so much, Boarding Time, and once again, thank you for your really kind super chat. I couldn't help you with the PMDG. That's Boeing. You'd need someone like Lulu to help you with that. Joe, what's the cost index for this flight? Same as all Easyjet flights. It's cost index of 4. Gaz, you're looking forward to the A350. I'm certainly looking forward to the A350. Can't wait to see that and have a go with it. Well, lots of cloud down there then as we leave the Adriatic coastline. Addy says he'll take some time off work when the 350 comes out. Father Jack, the mini EFIS with the A380. Yeah, it's great that, isn't it? Being able to access the airport brake to vacate. Anthony, thank you so much. Watching over on Twitch. Jizzy says he was a 757 guy, then didn't play for years. The channel brought me back to the flight sim and turned me into an Airbus fanboy. Perfect. Lulu, I can imagine if you were flying back then, Lulu. Yeah, I can imagine the aircraft being very, very empty, and everything being quiet and so sparsely populated. Right, let's have a look then at the plan for Naples. So this is what I love, this new flight planner. I can't believe I didn't realise this existed. It's basically the EFB flight planner in Flight Sim 24, but it's using the website, which means I've got it on my iPad now. So we're going to be in the Ecto 1 Alpha arrival, which is this one here. So we're going to come in here at Ecto between 17 and 12. And what we can also do here is check the coding as we do it. Lulu, don't quote me on this, but I'm also kind of looking forward to the 350. It's a beautiful aircraft, a very beautiful aircraft. Call me Sparky. Greetings from across the pond in New York, US. Enjoying the channel. Call me Sparky. That is awesome to hear. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us as well this evening or this afternoon for you. Yeah. So there you go. Obviously, MSA as we start the approach is 70. And then as we're coming down, we can just check this. Yeah, so Ectol, 777, 767, it's on a Boeing approach. Otafi, then Serco, Anzom, NZEP, 727, it really is a Boeing approach. And then Bento, where we want to be 7,000 feet at Bento. I am going to just mark that up as not above 7,000. I want to be at 7,000 feet of Bento. And just check the speed that we've got there as well. Now, this is where the interesting thing, you remember I spoke about energy management with this one. Look at all this terrain that we've got here. Just make the chart a bit bigger for you. You can see it. So we're going to be coming down here. We can't get down too much. And we want to be 7,000 feet at Bento, or above 7,000 feet at Bento. So the reason that we've got this sort of dog-legged kind of approach is so we can get down steadily over the terrain. Now, we could sneak our way in and go direct to 727 and Bento. I'm just looking at MSA of 39. So ATC, if they were around, probably could bring you in that way. But what is important with this is if we're 7,000 feet at Bento, now let's have a look at the actual ILS chart for it. And tell me what you guys see. I'm guessing Lulu, do they take 777s into Naples? Probably not. So there we go. Bento, 7,000 feet. We've got a big black arrow pointing to Vesuvius, which is absolutely awesome if you're sat on the left-hand side of the aircraft today. But the fun bit is the descent starts at about 10 miles out. And platform altitude is around 4,000 feet, as you can see there. Well, 4,000 to 7,000, that's 3,000 feet. And not a lot of time to lose it. We've got about 10 miles to lose 3,000 feet. Which is alright, you can normally lose 3,000 feet every 9 miles. But we also need to slow down. We need to configure. So we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to slow down. We're not going to be able to configure whilst descending at a rate of getting down to losing 3,000 feet in 10 miles. So by the time we get to Bento, realistically, we want flaps 1 and 180 knots. Then we are not falling into the trap of not being able to get the flaps out. Flaps out. We won't be able to get to flaps 2. Because if we're above 200 knots, then we're stuffed. So we plan to make sure that we are about 180 knots at Bento, bang on that 7,000 feet. That gives us time then to get the flaps out, adds the extra drag, slows us down, and gets us down as well. So that's how I plan on flying the approach. The approach itself is also slightly steeper than normal. It's 3.3 degrees on the glide path angle. The PAPIs are set to 3.3, so that's fine. We've got PAPIs both left and right. There's a small displaced threshold as well. And it's going to be, I think the weather's going to be Cat 1 tonight. I'm pretty certain it is. So yeah, that's... we've got 2 good engines working, so Cat 1 minimums is going to be 540. Roaming area controller, rating us with a party of 7, mate. Thank you so much, and welcome to you joining us over on Twitch. Joe, what if air traffic control has other plans for your speed, or can they not interfere with approach speeds? The pilot always is in control of his aircraft. If the pilot says, no, I can't do that, then it just says no. And there's some pretty... I remember, a lot of you have probably seen this. There is a video on YouTube, VATS Aviation channel or something like that, of, I think it was a British Airways pilot coming into JFK. And the air traffic controller was telling him what she wanted him to do, and the pilot of the BA aircraft, which was a 747, I think, said, ma'am, I'm in a jumbo jet. I have strict criteria I've got to be able to meet. I cannot fly that fast at this stage of the flight. I'm not going to meet stable criteria. So, I mean, go and listen to it. I'm sure one of the mods, if they're on, can pop a link into it if they find it, or on our Discord later. But I do think the air traffic control was a little bit unprofessional. What's happened to our altitude there? So at the end of the day, the pilot is in control, in command of his aircraft, the safety of his passengers. If he's not happy with something air traffic control have told him to do, it's, I can't do that. Give me another option. She made him go around, actually, the air traffic control, said cancel the approach and you're back of the queue, which I think was very harsh. Right, top of descent is about 80 miles. So we've briefed the arrival and how we're going to do the arrival, and why we're going to do the arrival as we did. Let's just have a look at the ground procedure here. So the ground procedure is straight out then with a left turn. Max speed is 185, so that's going to be flaps 1, and it's 185 for the duration actually. So our missed approach, what is missed approach altitude? It is 5,000 feet. And then once we've landed, we vacate to the left. I know that just because we've done Naples so many times before. And transition altitude is 8,000. Lulu. They do have a reputation. The problem is, Lulu, when you listen to it, it's quite obvious that the spacing was wrong. The spacing for the aircraft and the particular aircraft types was wrong. And they tried to shoehorn the aircraft in and fix their mistakes, and it didn't work because the pilot said no. That's not working for me. Philip, how do you access the Discord? There's a link in the video description down below, you can check that out. Also links to our channel supporters as well. Also links to Say Intentions Entourage for our cabin crew, who do a wonderful job. Dark Fury's found the clip and posted it. Thanks, Dark. I'll assume that's the right one. Right, have we got air traffic control? No, we've not. So that's fine. No, that's fine. Just log my first officer out. But honestly, having a... I cannot recommend having a physical MCDU box. Whichever model you get, enough. Just because it makes things so much easier. And quicker. I'm just waiting for some weather messages to come through. That's Rome, I don't want Rome. Although it's good to know that that's fine. We got the weather for Naples, check it's all good. So wind is 040 at 5, which they'd still, even with that, be on a 2-4 arrival, I think. I'm just going to double check now. Pretty certain they'd still be on a 2-4 arrival. Yes, they are. It's the preferred runway. So that brings in another little danger then, obviously. What I was talking about in terms of getting down, slowing down, configuring and that, we've got a little bit of a tailwind coming in. So with that tailwind, we really do need to make sure that we are on top of the speed and energy management at Bento. So QNH is 1021. We'll just set that on pre-selector on here. Whilst we're doing that, Vince, mate, thank you so much. What an incredible gift to the community. Vince is gifting 10 Easyjet Simple Hotel memberships. Thank you so much, Vince. I really appreciate that and your support. What a way to help support the channel, bringing in more people to the community, turning the chat green. So welcome to our new channel members as well, courtesy of Vince, who's been a long time supporter of the channel. So really kind of you, Vince. Good to have you on board as always tonight, Vince. Thank you so much. Okay, let's do a landing performance checklist then. So in order to do that, how heavy we're going to be, land 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, call it 55 tons. The weather is dry. We will do flaps full. I normally like a flap 3, but the extra drag's good. So we'll do a flap full landing. Haven't done one of those for a while, so that'll be good. Flyboy James says he uses his iPad for the video on the Phoenix. Yeah, that works as well. And you will probably get a lot of benefit out of that. I'm certain of that. I do like having the physical box just for that tactile feel, and it's, you know, really quick. There's absolutely no delay either, which is really nice. So yeah, that's the landing calculation done. That's all fine. So just going over and thinning the box as well. That's the Hall 1 Alpha arrival. We've gone through the coding. That's fine. Radnav page. There's a VOR. Naples will program that. Runway 35. Oops. What I put in there? It is runway 35, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's runway 24. It was 35 we took off of. That's why I'm confusing it. Yeah, so that's fine. And let's fill in this approach. So QNH 1021. The QNH is done. The temperature is 11 degrees. Oh, it's going to feel like summer for our passengers as they get off. Wind 040.5. Transition altitude is 8,000 feet. And the minimums, can't remember what they were. $540. And it's going to be a config 4 landing. Hello, ATC never get a number to call when they screw up. Nope. Planes pause. I believe it's RD presets, I think, if memory serves. Liam, is an RTX 2080 Super better than a RTX 3060? You're asking the wrong guy, but I'm sure people in the chat will help you with that. Hey, Warwick Learning, just realised the starting point for the first leg in the iconic strike was not far from the Sabian factory. Is that so? I didn't realise that. No, I had no idea. Hey guys, quick update for you then. So we'll be starting our descent shortly, and we will look to be arriving in Naples at around 10:30.
Understood, Captain. We'll prepare for descent and keep the passengers informed.
Clouds breaking up over Italy as well, so that's nice. Should get good view as we're coming in. Joe, what's the difference between Beyond ATC and Say Intentions in my experience? So Beyond ATC at the moment has traffic injection, whereas Say Intentions doesn't. Say Intentions is a lot more what I call real AI based. You can say anything to it and it'll understand you and respond to you. You don't have to give perfect clearances and ATC communication, whereas you do have to be a little bit more strict with Beyond ATC, although Beyond ATC is just introducing a new feature soon which will help with that. But yeah, Beyond Say Intentions is I think much more interactive, but it doesn't have traffic injection, not yet anyway. And Say Intentions also comes with lots of other features like cabin crew, missions, all that kind of stuff. It comes with mentors. Yeah, really lots to have a look at. There's a link in the video description below. Check that, click that link out and check it. Right, let's start our descent then. We'll get down to So for the time being, we're going to go thrust idle, over descent, and 190 blue. Down we go. Just has our systems pages. Yeah, still a side stick fault. What I haven't done is a fuel check. Well, we kind of did with the at the top of cruise. But just to check, we've just passed Luxil. We took, what did we take now? We took 6 tons of fuel, which is 300 extra plus 200 extra for contingency, so half a ton extra. So Luxil's 3.2, we should have about 3.7, and we've got 3.9, so yeah, that's fine. That we did do a bit of a shortcut, didn't we? So that makes sense. Amagros, thank you for the affiliate anniversary. I was saying to a few people, all mentioning with this, I had no idea that that was today. So thank you, guys. I'm really glad we streamed it. Lulu says one of our crew got hauled into the chief pilot's office for a no biscuits chat. I'm joking. I've got a number for you to call to Miami ground after they messed up. It does seem kind of harsh that ATC can make mistakes and it doesn't matter. There's no recompense for them, is it? Whereas, you know, if a pilot just happens to land on the taxiway. Okay, so as we spoke about making sure that we hit our targets, I don't want to be left too high on this approach. It's not going to work. So I've just pulled speed, 280 knots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and are starting our approach to Naples. Please return to your seats and ensure your seatbelts are fastened. For your safety, the use of lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation.
So just turn off our little background music as we start to concentrate on our approach. Great AG, thank you so much. Just having a quick look to see if we've got any air traffic control coming into Naples. I don't think we do, so I'm kind of on our own, which is fine. So again, just because we're sort of below the profile, which is absolutely fine for this approach, just want to be checking things like the grid more and stuff. So we can actually see here what we've got. Let's just bring up the plan. Have a look here. So I said if we could get into 727 and make a shortcut, then we could potentially do that. And I'm now just looking at the grid more here thinking, you know what, we can do that, and we can do that safely. We've got Octil just there. Let's just have a look then at the grid more. So 6,000 feet, 6.5, 7,000, 7,000 work. 7,000 after Anzom. So yeah, we can actually get straight to 727, I think, without much of an issue with regards to terrain, which means that we don't have to do this sort of dog leg procedure. Bring the charts up and make sure that is the case. Don't want to fly into the side of a mountain. Great, it's 2024 this one, my friend, 2024. Yeah, so as we have a quick look here, you can see MSA is 3.9, outside of that is 5.0. We're coming in from here, and it's 7.0 there. So yeah, let's we can do it. So we're going to go from Ogtil, and we can get down and be safe. Well, you can also double check that here by the numbers here. So 5,700 is the lowest you could actually get down to after sort of leaving Ogtil. So, and we're not going down that low. We're heading for 7,000 at Bento. So what we're going to do now then is I'm just going to clear out some waypoints. We're going to go Ectol direct 727. So do that. If I'm going to do that though, I'm just going to wind the speed up a bit just to increase that rate of descent. So I've just wound that speed up off your screen there to 300. Let's clear some stuff out. So there we go, we've now got a much more straight-in approach, as you can see, which is kind of cool, because we're really going to have to think about the engine arrangement just now. We can just see that we're now above the profile, so let's wind that up a bit more. If this doesn't work, what we are going to do is we're going to have to kill some fairies. Amajid 1010, you've been representing the orange team on VATSIM. Is Phoenix worth it over the inner builds? I would say so. The Phoenix is just wonderful. Okay, thrust idle percent 80 blue, and we are going to have to kill some fairies. A little bit of spoilerage, I'm afraid. So getting ahead of the game, we'll activate the approach phase, so that's done. Winding that speed up with the speed brakes out, that's helping us drop quite nicely. And doing this as well, we've cut 10 minutes off our flight time, which is good. We were 18 minutes delayed with the de-icing, so we've made up a bit of time. Keep everybody happy. So there is a constraint here of 120. However, as we are now going straight in, we'll just assume ATC will have sort of cleared us for that. And we're winding down to 7,000. So 7,000 blue, QNH 1012 is set. Seatbelt signs are on. Approach now is going to work, I think, quite nicely for us. So, setting VS, and I'm aiming for 7,000 at the 727 waypoint, which is before Bento, if you recall, so that works for us, gives us a chance to slow down as well, as we need to. Right, approach checklist, so barrier of QNH is 1021, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are 540, and set. We'll use auto brake low for the approach, and engine mode selector is normal, EFP is stowed. Lulu 1012 or 1021. I will double check. I'm pretty certain it's 21. Why did I say 12? Yeah. 1021. Yeah.
1021,
10,000 feet. Naples traffic, upline 34 Alpha Mike, inbound Romeo November 727, and we are approximately 17 miles out for the ILS approach, runway 35, Naples traffic. You know I like diligent virtual FOs. That's fine for me. Right, just push the level off as we reduce speed to 50 knots. Miketto, can ATC always change the flight plan? Yes, they can. Yes. Quick check on temperature. Right, anti-ice. Okay, VS 1300 set. Joe, we're not using same intentions for control just because we're on VATSIM. And when we're approaching an airport, you need to be monitoring VATSIM and using them. So it's only fair. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing. 10 minutes.
Understood, Captain. We'll prepare for landing shortly.
XD Gaming, thank you, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Captain, I will check that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts.
Sounds like part of your
Ladies
job.
and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Naples. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we've arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away, ensure your seats are in their full upright position, and fasten your seatbelts. Once we land, Easyjet staff will provide you with information regarding your connection flights. Thank you for your cooperation.
Still within icing range, so we'll leave the anti-ice on for the time being. Lee says the clouds look amazing. They do. They really do. Fruitbat, subscribing with Prime, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Says he's just remembered Twitch again. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Right, as briefed, start slowing down. So just pushing now for managed speed. Good evening, Mona. Hey, Hasso Basso. Miketi 222 machine specs are on the channels page, mate. Those clouds do look amazing as we're coming in, to be honest, don't they? They really do. India November Papa Lima is identified. Flaps 1, speed's checked. And flaps 1. Just pull speed 190 for this. So we go 7,000 feet, 190, flaps 1 by Bento, that's what we wanted. And then as we leave Bento, we'll get down 4,000 feet. Okay, thrust idle over descent and 4,000 blue. What a view. That is why I love Flight Sim 24. There's another waypoint as well between Bento and where the approach starts, and that is this one just here, 714, got it there. We need to be above 5,200 feet there. We can make sure of that actually. 5,200 blue. Because of this terrain, obviously, as you can see here. That is gorgeous. Naples traffic, Alpine 34, Alpha Mike, inbound ILS, runway 24, 16 miles. BK highlights, why aren't we landing on 06, the winds are 0303? They are indeed, however, there is a preferred runway in Naples, and that is runway 24 until the winds become a bit too much for the tailwind. 3 knots is nothing, so runway 24 still the preferred runway here. Right, look at that, we are bang on the glide slope, we're bang on the ILS, so let's hit it. Speed, glide slope start, localizer, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, that is brilliant. Flaps 2 then, speed's checked, flaps 2. Speed down 180. Our plan could not have worked better. Missed approach altitude then, which we will set, which is 5,000. Oh, hats up, I love Flight Sim 24. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I have the option every time I start a stream to launch either 2020 or 2024. I've still got them both installed. I can't launch 2020. I want 2024. Red Altimeter is alive. And Klaus, mate, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. That is incredible. Thank you for your support. You join us just as we are about to touch down. Notice it's not an ILS, a localizer ILS approach, this one, where I have to use the Naples VOR. Remember, go around will be done, flaps 1, it's straight out and then immediate left turn, max speed 185. Cabin crew, seats for landing.
Cabin crew, take seats for landing.
But yeah, this Naples is one of my favourite approaches. I really do like it. You have to think a bit about it as well, which is, it's not as straightforward as normal. And it's a slightly steeper approach as well. Remember, we're down 3.3 degrees. So let's start setting ourselves up for that. So manage the speed, gear down, spoilers armed, flaps 3, speed's checked, flaps 3. Watch that wind now, starting to spin into a little bit of a tailwind. Flaps full. Speeds checked, flaps full. And the landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Go around altitude is 5,000 feet, and our ECAM memo is not on board yet. So keep an eye out for the ECAM memo popping up. There we go, 2,000 feet. RA landing mode. There's that tailwind coming in, look. Okay, so autopilot R5 control. So tailwind, and it's just pushing us slightly to the left. Tailwind and a steep approach. And as you can see, it has just pushed us off scent line ever so slightly. Let's get back on it. Stable.
100 above.
Three whites.
Minimum.
Correcting.
Light slow. 40, 30, 20, retard.
So spoilers, reverse green, decel, reverses off, manual brakes, roll to the end, vacate on Bravo. That's Bravo Charlie. And on the next one. Well, do you know what? I don't actually care what the landing was like. The sim is still running. Yes, Mark. We are improving. Shut up, Caroline.
With no clouds and no precipitation. Perfect for exploring the city. Did you know that Naples is famous for being the birthplace of pizza? So if you get a chance, make sure to grab a slice. Thank you for flying with Easyjet Europe today. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of the captain, Easyjet Simplet, first officer, and the entire crew, including Marco, Elena, Tom, and Sophia, we wish you a wonderful time in Naples.
Rude. Right, over to these jet stands down here. Thomas, cabin announcements come from Say Intentions. Check the link in the video description down below. Say Intentions or Say Intentions Entourage gives you those. Let's get APU started. Hey, I've done worse landings than that. Well, Welcome to Naples, guys. I'm calling that a success. We want stand 20 GSX. What gate is that? There we go. All we actually care about is the fact that the sim worked. Alright, taxi lights off. Have I turned TCAS off? Yes, I have. Not frying the ground crew with radio waves. Job done. Parking brake is set. Okay, has it been 3 minutes? Oh, I thought I'd start the timer. We might just give that another minute because it's not the longest taxi. Give it another minute, we'll shut engines down or so. Paul says when I make 3 successful flights in a row, he'll buy it. That sounds like a good challenge, my friend. Ah, wonderful. Right, well, APU is up and running. That's fine. It's got a bit of APU bleed on. Right, I'm going to try the replay, and we'll see what happens with that. In order to do it, though, of course, we need to get off of VATSIM before we do that. So, let me just do that then. Disconnect VATSIM network. Cool. Right, let me try the replay then, and we shall see what happens. Might not work. Might work. Might not work. It'd be great if it does, because the approach coming into Naples is simply superb. Let's see if that's going to work for us. Oh, I think it's going to work today, which is lovely. And if you get a view of Vesuvius as we're coming in, oh, awesome. Well, guys, finally, we get what I call a 100% successful stream. We landed, we taxied, we've got a replay. I thought the approach looked beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like before you disembark. And remember, we are on the push now for 50,000 subscribers, so if you have enjoyed it, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as well. And of course, remember, Contrail store shoppers, we have the discount code down below, and also don't forget to check out Inabuilds, our channel partner. Mark, good night to you. Thank you for being here. Josh says there's only had one crash to desktop in 24 and it was a dodgy add-on. Which one, John? We've got Mount Vesuvius there. Mickette 222, thank you. Lulu, always a pleasure to have you on stream. Just how good does it look, though? The night lighting is something else. Good night, Paul. Hope you have a good week as well. Josh, wrongly installed FSLTL aircraft. That's interesting, John. We haven't encountered many tonight. What do you mean by wrongly installed? Vince says, great to see a Naples approach. It's a gorgeous approach, isn't it? Organ, good night, my friend. Thank you for being in and out, as always. Good night, Trevor. And she's a good night indeed until our next one. see the wings starting to wobble a bit there. That's why we were correcting for being off centre line with that wind spinning round. But the approach into Naples is looking great. These drivers have certainly failed their driving test. Drive straight across the roundabout. It's much more direct. Maybe I'm just going to do this flight from now on and no others. Both Lulu and Fruit Bat says yes, just Italian driving. Bretan says thank you for all the YouTube videos. Learnt so much and appreciate all that we do. You're more than welcome. Thank you for joining us on a live stream. Glad you were able to catch that. So guys, thank you. So I am absolutely chuffed to bits that tonight worked. I've been praying that we get a good Flight Sim 2024 stream, because this sim deserves it. It really does. It really deserves, because it's when it works, it's absolutely awesome. Shut up, VFE. So I am going to leave you with a first officer's view, I think, tonight then, of our landing. Here it is. Enter Naples. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Looking forward already to the next stream. Hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you have a great week to come. Thank you, as always, to those of us of our community and our Easyjet Simpilers channel members and those that have supported us during our stream tonight. As always, a massive thank you to you guys, and for everyone who's joined us as well this evening. Have a great evening and week, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon on our next flight. Details, as always, posted in our Discord server. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. $100. $50.